to That Horror Couple. I'm Kaylee. And we're doing the smile thing. This is Rob, and today we're here to talk about Smile 2, which dropped into theaters this weekend, and we just got home from seeing it, and we want to tell you guys all of our thoughts. So, let's get into it.
That horror couple.
Oh yeah.
That horror couple.
It's us.
That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe. About to embark on a world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her past. Directed by Parker Finn, starring Naomi Scott, Rosemary DeWitt, and Lucas Gage. So let's get into our likes of the film. Was there some likes that you had? I have a very short like list.
All right.
Were you so entranced by the movie?
Dude, I want to say, walking out of that movie, one of the kids that worked at the theater, he was staring me down like this. He was like,
He did a good job.
Dude,
Shout out.
you don't understand what that's like. I'm walking
Yeah.
out of the movie and I'm like, I looked at him and I'm like, bro.
That was funny. Yeah.
Stop that.
You did a good job.
Don't do that.
Spoiler warning, just in case, if you don't want to be spoiled with
All right.
anything.
So what are our likes of the film?
I liked getting to see Kyle Gowner for like
Yeah.
2 seconds.
The
That
mo-
was cool.
The movie started off like very strong, very awesome, very like a very cool action scene in the beginning.
Yeah.
Kyle Gowner, he has to whack somebody
Yeah.
in order to pass on this demon
The
or
smile
this
demon.
infection smile thing. I think he hits up like a drug house.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll kill one of these scumbags.
And then pass it on to the other guy. Yeah.
I think the trailer basically gave that away where he gets like roadkill basically, which was surprising kind of, but it was a good way to start the film as far as gore goes, you know?
Yeah, I will say that there were some cool gore scenes in the movie, like kills and stuff. I thought the gore was pretty cool.
I thought Parker Finn actually did a good job. He did everything he was supposed to do. The performance by Naomi Scott too was amazing.
She was awesome, yeah.
Seriously, we were talking about how impressed we were with Lauren Lavera. I think she put in just as much energy. She showed just as much range as an actress. Like her whole like downward spiral, like the whole like mental health thing.
Yeah, she did
where
a really
she
good
could
job.
flip out and like you could see the whole story from her point of view. She dragged you in very well, I thought. Her
Yeah.
performance was awesome.
I thought so too. That was my only like big like of the film was Naomi Scott's like performance. I love her, like you said, her range on the mental health issues and everything she was going through. I thought she did an amazing job like portraying the character, and her range of emotions was just amazing. And you really felt for her as the movie was progressing.
What is her
on.
character though? It's like a big pop star, right?
Yeah,
It's-
she's like a Taylor Swift-esque kind of character.
But it showed demanding schedule of touring and all that stuff and learning your dance moves.
Yeah.
And I think she was filming a video at one point. So her life was hectic anyway.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this, people start smiling at her.
Yeah.
And people start...
Weird stuff starts
She
happening.
sees stuff that's not there. She sees gore. I thought there was one fantastic scene when she did a meet and greet with fans. And the way they shot this was so effective with just the different camera angles. She was looking down on fans or fans were looking down on her. And like the close-ups.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too.
I felt like that was very cool. Like the meet and greet was probably one of my favorite scenes. I thought it was so effective.
You get to experience it from like the celebrity's point of view, which is really cool because we've gotten people's autographs and stuff waiting in line and stuff, but I thought that was really cool to see it from her perspective, like what they go through with like some people just are very strange and not in a good way when they meet celebrities, you know, so you get to see that part of it.
Like the first one was about like a therapist and mental health, and then she treated mental health, and then she was going through mental health herself. This is a similar story that follows a pop star, where they talk about like the stresses of being famous, the stresses of that lifestyle, but it also goes into like, her addiction and how her past haunts her. She's addicted to Vicodin. She had a drug problem in the past, and now like she has like a scar from like her stomach to her back, and she's looking for pills. She's trying to sneak that lifestyle while she's a pop star. So of course she goes to her dealer, and her dealer straight up like,
Yeah. And that's how she gets
and
the...
I believe that was actually shown
possessed.
that was shown in the trailer too.
A lot of it was shown in the trailer, yeah.
So we're really not spoiling too much.
No.
But
As far as dislikes of the movie, I'm gonna be honest and say I did not really like the first one all that much. They're very well-made movies, but they're just not personally for me. So I'm gonna go and say that about this one as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this film. I probably won't buy it or rewatch it again. I loved our main actress and what what an amazing job she did. Everybody did a great job in the movie. It's just the subject matter and how heavy and dark the movie is. It's just not really for me, in my personal opinion. So that was my biggest dislike. It's just the entirety of the movie itself.
My dislike is I just felt like they relied mostly on jump scares. I don't know, I watch horror a lot, so I was like, oh, they're about to scare us. And like, I swear to God, like every single time I called it in my head, it happened. I was like, oh, here comes the scary part. Oh, they're right around the corner. It was almost like...
predictable?
Yeah, it was almost predictable. There were a few times where I was like, damn. Like, the camera angle was very effective. The music was very effective. People that like The First Smile will like this one.
I think so too, yeah. If you enjoyed the first one, you'll like this one.
It's the same style type of movie. I feel like people that don't like horror that often, or don't watch horror that often, they'll probably see this and think it's incredible. It's super scary. My dislike is, like, it was a very familiar formula. They relied on like a billion jump scares. They could have shaved about 20 minutes off this movie.
It was a little long,
like,
yeah.
it was over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they tell the story like
an hour and a half?
They could have shaved 20 minutes off this easily.
Yeah.
The same beef I have with The First Smile, I have with this one. I'm following the story. I'm halfway into it. I like the character, and then at the end it's just a total like, and like all these creatures are coming at you. They just take the like visual like trip out part just too far. Like, you know, I think this guy Morris is about to help her, and then all of a sudden now she's on stage and this demon's on stage with her, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I know where it's going. I'm like, when is this thing gonna end?
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was very it dragged on for
they could have
while.
ended it like 4 times, and they just kept on going. And I think the first film did that too.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I think people who like The First Smile will like this.
I think they'll
one.
like it too. Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, the demon keeps passing from person to person to person, the curse or whatever you call it. Where does this story go now? The way it ended on such a weird note where it's like, where is this story going now?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't even know what they're gonna do next. But I was like, oh.
No. Yeah. As far as final thoughts of the film, I'm gonna give this like a 5 out of 10, and it gets a 5 because it's well made and the acting's great and the gore was pretty cool. But other than that, I don't enjoy the storytelling in this one or the first one. They're just not really movies, in my opinion, for me. So yeah, they get a 5 out of 10.
I like the director did a good job. I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to as far as the Smile film goes. The main girl was great. Her performance was great.
Yes, I agree with that.
Some of the gore looked really good, but the other parts of the gore were CGI. But you know, like the trip out sequences, those were very CGI. It's all stuff we've seen before. I think if you don't watch horror that much and you check this out though, you might think it's
You might
awesome.
really like it, yeah.
Like, I could see like the casual viewer of horror being like, dude, this is wild. I don't think I'll ever watch this again.
Me neither.
I don't think the rewatchability is like, oh
It's
man,
there, yeah.
I gotta buy this and we gotta watch it every Halloween. And like, that's not how I feel about this right now. You know,
yeah.
I feel like it was okay. I'll even say pretty good, but I'm gonna give it, I gave the first one like a 5. I'll give this a 6.
Okay.
You know, I'll give it a 6. It was better than the first one, in my opinion. It was just more watchable if they just shaved off a little time off it and they just gave it a better ending and stopped overcomplicating the end. I'm just like, why would you overcomplicate it? I'm like, just have the story, have a good payoff, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
You don't gotta give me like, she's here, then she's there, then she's here, then she's there.
I agree with you because I don't think the payoff is good in either one of these movies. You have to have like something that balances out the dread and the downer feeling of these two movies. It's just too heavy. It's too much, and there's nothing to balance it out.
And because as a viewer you can't tell what's real, what's not when she's dreaming, when she's awake. You can't tell that. They take advantage of that and they totally like throw you for a loop. They're like, oh yeah, she's gonna escape here. Nope, that's just a dream sequence. Oh no, she's coming out this way. Nope, she's back where she started. And it's like, okay, you did that like 5 times already, bro. I think Cody Leach said it the best. I saw his short and he came out of the theater and he's like, dude, that was exhausting.
It was exhausting. I agree.
I had the same feeling. I'm like, dude, you kind of like,
I feel blah now.
yeah, no, they kind of pumped this well till it was dry, and then at the end I'm just like, oh god, dude, like you could have shaved 20 minutes off that film and it would have been a little better. It would have flowed a little better, and the payoff just wasn't there at the end for me.
So make sure you guys are commenting down below if you saw Smile 2. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you not?
You know what? And last time we gave it like a low review, everybody disagreed with us.
Yeah.
So I think everybody will disagree with us.
Probably. Most people are
I
probably
do
gonna like
agree
this.
it was better than the first one.
Okay.
But I'm still not a huge fan of these.
No,
I'm
I
not,
won't rewatch either one of them. So make sure you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the bell to be notified when we drop all of our new reviews, trailer breakdowns, Walking Dead show recaps, that sort of thing. If you're interested, we also have a spread shop store. Hats like this, they're really, really cool. They have our skull logo on it. So check it out. You know, if you're creepily smiling, it'll probably look cool on you like it does on Rob. Make sure you guys are checking out our spread shop store. Once again, I'm Kaylee. And this is Rob, and we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, an awesome spooky season, and we will see you guys soon.
they talk about horror.